Keith Kellogg arrives in Kyiv. Details of U.S. Special Representative's visit. Russians attack Ukraine with drones and ballistic missiles. And why Macron said that Trump can resume useful dialogue with Russian terrorist and dictator Vladimir Putin. The latest news next. Keith Kellogg's visit to Kyiv begins today, February 19th. The special envoy of U.S. President Donald Trump will meet with Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelenskyy, government officials, and the military, and may also go to the front line. RBC Ukraine provides all the details of Kellogg's visit below. Kellogg was met at the capital's railway station by U.S. Ambassador to Ukraine Bridget Brink. Trump's special representative made a short statement.
We are listening. We understand the need for security guarantees. And part of my mission is to sit and listen, go back to the United States, talk to President Trump, Secretary Rubio, and the rest of the team, just to ensure that we get this one right.
Main points about Keith Kellogg's visit to Kyiv. U.S. President Donald Trump's special envoy for Ukraine and Russia, Keith Kellogg, left for Kyiv on February 18th by night train from Poland. The American general said that he would arrive in Kyiv by train from Warsaw on the morning of February 19th and stay in Ukraine for 3 days. During the visit, he is scheduled to meet with President Volodymyr Zelenskyy. The Trump special representative said the day before that the trip to Ukraine was still being finalized, but confirmed that the answer was yes. He also stated that he would have the opportunity to meet with President Zelenskyy, adding that he would be in Ukraine for 3 days. And this would not be his first time there. Kellogg will visit Ukraine as part of his European tour, which includes a trip to the Munich Security Conference and talks with NATO and Europe. His visit was announced for early January 2025, before Donald Trump took office, but was postponed due to legal factors. Keith Kellogg already visited Ukraine in 2023, but as a private citizen. During his first visit, he visited Kharkiv and other cities affected by the war. Purpose of the visit. The purpose of Kellogg's trip to Europe and his visit to Ukraine was described by the U.S. State Department as advancing President Trump's goal of ending the Russia-Ukraine war and ensuring peace through strength. The department stated in a statement on its website that Special Envoy Kellogg was committed to pursuing the tough diplomacy needed to achieve the president's goal. In Ukraine, Keith Kellogg is to meet with government officials and citizens who have bravely withstood almost 3 years of war, the State Department explained. Trump's Special Envoy noted that during his visit to Kyiv, he would build on the talks between U.S. Vice President J.D. Vance and Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelenskyy that took place on the sidelines of the Munich Security Conference. Kellogg called the talks constructive. The Ukrainian and U.S. teams in Munich agreed to continue working on a document on economic partnership between the countries and discuss preparing steps to end the war. Keith Kellogg said that his visit would result in comparison of the parties' positions on achieving peace in Ukraine. Separate information will be provided by another representative of the White House, Stephen Witkoff, who attended the U.S.-Russia talks in Saudi Arabia on February 18th. According to Kellogg, the results of his trips with Witkoff will be discussed with U.S. President Donald Trump, and then a framework will be created to work with. Program of the visit. The U.S. Special Envoy did not announce the details of his several-day visit to Kyiv, except for the announcement of a meeting with Volodymyr Zelenskyy. At the same time, the Ukrainian president said that Keith Kellogg may meet with the military, diplomats and representatives of the Ministry of Defense during his trip. The American general is likely to meet with the Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of Ukraine, Alexander Syrsky, and brigades commanders. Zelenskyy also said that he wants to invite Trump's envoy to visit the front. Ukrainians' expectations. The topic of discussion at the meeting between Zelenskyy and Kellogg should be security guarantees. Zelenskyy also expects the American side to study the situation in Ukraine in depth during Keith Kellogg's visit. Zelenskyy explained his proposal to Kellogg to visit the front line, saying that he wanted him to study all the issues and details and talk to their military and diplomats first so that he could see everything at different levels. The president of Ukraine also noted that after Kellogg's return to the United States, the prospect of his meeting with U.S. President Donald Trump may become clear. Kellogg's position on ending Russia's war against Ukraine. Back during Donald Trump's election campaign, Keith Kellogg became known as the author of the future White House administration's peace plan to end the war in Ukraine. This plan included freezing the conflict on the contact line, a possible postponement of Ukraine's accession to NATO, etc. After being officially appointed to the position of the US President's special representative for Ukraine and Russia, Kellogg stated that he was ready to work for peace through force, defending the interest of the United States. He also expressed the opinion that both sides would have to make concessions to end the war. He allowed for elections in Ukraine to be held by the end of 2025 and did not rule out tougher sanctions against Russia in case of refusal to negotiate. At the Munich Security Conference, Keith Kellogg publicly committed himself to engaging all parties to end the war in Ukraine within 180 days. He suggested that a ceasefire and sustainable peace could be achieved within a few months, not years. The American general also said that no peace agreement would be imposed on Ukraine and that the decision would be made by the Ukrainian side. According to Kellogg, the United States will listen to all parties and will facilitate security guarantees for Ukraine. At the same time, he noted that Ukraine may lose its territories as part of a peace agreement, but this does not have to be recognized at the legal level. After talks between the new US administration and Russia, French President Emmanuel Macron stated that Donald Trump can resume a useful dialogue with Kremlin ruler, Russian dictator and terrorist Vladimir Putin, reported by AFP, citing Macron as reported by European Pravda. About details, in an interview with French regional publications, Macron said that Trump creates strategic ambiguity for Kremlin dictator Putin. He also added that the US president uses very tough words and creates uncertainty, which can help exert pressure. Kirill Budanov, chief of the Defense Intelligence of Ukraine, believes that peace negotiations should involve all parties to the conflict. He makes such a statement in an interview with Defense 24. In particular, Budanov was asked about his views on peace talks without Ukraine's direct participation and whether such talks could lead to a long-term and fair resolution of the conflict.
Final and effective negotiations between the warring countries are impossible without the participation of all conflict parties.
About US and Russian negotiations, on February 18th, negotiations took place in Saudi Arabia between representatives of the United States and Russia. US Special Envoy Steve Witkoff stated that the meeting went positively. Meanwhile, US Secretary of State Marco Rubio assured that he is convinced of Russia's readiness to begin a serious process to determine how to end the war. The Trump administration announced a shuttle diplomacy, stating that they would engage with both sides of the conflict. The Ukrainian side emphasized that any peace negotiations cannot take place without Ukraine's involvement. President Volodymyr Zelenskyy stated that Ukraine will not recognize the outcomes of the US-Russia talks in Saudi Arabia. Furthermore, Zelenskyy postponed his planned visit to Saudi Arabia, stating that he does not want any coincidences following the meeting between the Russian and American delegations. The Russians have attacked Ukraine with 2 Iskander-M ballistic missiles and 167 Shahed UAVs, as well as decoy drones of various types since the evening of the 18th of February. A total of 106 drones have been destroyed, while another 56 failed to reach their targets, reported by Ukraine's Air Force Facebook.
As of 9:30, 106 Shahed attack UAVs and other types of drones have been confirmed shot down over Kharkiv, Poltava, Sumy, Chernihiv, Cherkasy, Kyiv, Kirovohrad, Khmelnytsky, Zhytomyr, Dnipropetrovsk, Zaporizhzhia, Kherson, Odessa, and Mykolaiv oblasts. In addition, 56 enemy decoy drones disappeared from radar without causing adverse effects.
About details, Ukrainian Air Force reported that Russian strikes had caused damage in Odessa, Kyiv, Sumy, Cherkasy and Zaporizhia regions. The drones were launched from the Russian cities of Oryol, Bryansk, Kursk, Milerovo, Shatalova and Primorsk-Akhtarsk, while the ballistic missiles were fired from Russia's Voronezh region towards Sumy region. Aircraft, anti-aircraft missile forces, electronic warfare units and mobile fire groups of the Air Force and the rest of Ukraine's defense forces were involved in repelling the attack. That's all for today. Thanks for watching this video. Like and subscribe.